Ito, Metro Plus, AM 1044.
Tunog Pinoy.
Hawak kamay, di kita iiwan sa paglakbay.
Tunog Pinoy.
Wala na bang pag-ibig sa puso mo at di mo na kailangan?
Tunog Pinoy.
Dahil ikaw ang sigaw ng puso ko, ikaw ang nasa isip ko, ang nais ko ay malaman.
Tunog Pinoy, alas 8:30, Huwebes at Biyernes at Sabado mula alas 9 hanggang alas 11 ng gabi dito sa Plus AM 1044.
Ibig ko sa'yo ibibigay.
I'm jealous of the cigarette in your pocket. It's closer than I've ever been to your heartbeat. My head's in the clouds thinking you should join me. So don't think twice, could be everything that you wanted. Come on over, I'll be showing you something brand new. Before you know it, we'll be spelling our names in tattoos. Are we gonna fight? Cause I'm doing the things that men do. Oh, but it's alright, after everything that we've been through. Ooh, hello, hot skin to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. Hello, I can't wait to say hello. Hot skin to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. Hello, I can't wait to say.
내 나만 보면 참을 수 없이 달려가 끌어안고 싶어져. 너가 옆에 오면 과일 향같이 달콤한 네 향기에 취해. 너를 볼 때 미소가 끊이질 않게 돼 난. 나랑 가자 어디가 좋아 다 데려가 줄게. 참 이상하지 원래 이런 사람 아닌데 난. I can't wait to say
Hello, hot scared to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. Hello, I can't wait to say hello. Hot scared to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. Hello, I can't wait to say hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I can't wait to say hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I can't wait to say.
I caught her on her feet on my ground, that's how it started. I hit her with a Haujabu and got her attention. Same city, area code, you know I'm on it. Put on my best suit, gotta leave on the pressure, say hello. Say you wanna take it to the next level. Small talk started getting sentimental. Get down, you hit the falsetto. Our pheromones rising to the top. Take a breather, then run it right from the start. Fire up, let me load it. Right before I'm about to hit the road, yeah. One last time before we go. I kiss her through the phone. Fly first class to my next show. Sayonara to the next.
Hello, hot scared to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. Hello, I can't wait to say hello. Hot scared to the bed, don't let go. Going from a 0 to 100, you can be my future ex-lover. I can't wait to say hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, I can't wait to say hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. I can't wait to say.
James Reid featuring JB and Ozzy. Hello 2.0 Legends only here on your Radio Plus 1044. Tunog Pinoy Sabado Night with me, DJ Jin. And of course, kasama ko on the other side ang inyong Kuya Mike. Muntik ko nang sabihin Tita Karina.
Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Kuya Mike din po sa araw na ito. And it is a Saturday. Thanks a lot for having me today to give you more of updates of what's happening back home, and of course, ang bilang po ng COVID patients dito po sa Hong Kong. I'd like to say hi to a lady who has been with us, actually monitoring us, no? Isa siya sa mga ika nga na binbin sa Pilipinas at bago po ito, bagong salta dito sa Hong Kong. Her name's April, and I promised her to monitor her situation until makarating po siya dito. So she arrived yesterday, and she's actually listening and watching us dyan sa Rambler. No, sa Rambler dyan po sa Chingy. Okay, anyway, sa mga kasama po natin sa araw na ito, let's look at our details. Hong Kong reported 523 new COVID cases and 9 more related deaths on today. The first time the city saw its daily death figure back to single digits. Among the 523, 252 were confirmed via PCR test, and 271 were positive rapid antigen test results reported by citizens. The CHP principal medical officer says that brings the total tally of COVID patients in the fifth wave at 1.188,800. So 1.1 million 800, oh no, 1,188,800. I believe that the number of people returning to Hong Kong would be capped due to the limited number of rooms in designated quarantine facilities. He stressed that the top priority is to ensure all returnees test negative before arrival, knowing that relaxation and border controls measures. He also spoke of the necessity to hold the test procedures and the 7-day isolation in the quarantine hotels, adding the closed loop management can help prevent imported cases from infiltrating into local communities. 13 new cases from overseas, including 9 detected at the airport, arriving from South Korea, Vietnam, the UK, Singapore, and Thailand. And the other 6 imported cases were identified at quarantine hotels, 3 from Australia, 2 from Singapore, and 1 from Canada. Whew! Wala sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, yun lang. Yun lang actually ang gusto kong sabihin sa inyo. Now, in terms of voter updates, right? In terms of voter updates, today's voting tally. Ito sasabihin ko, I just want to make it clear. This voting tally is the total votes for today. This does not give us the opportunity to see kung sino po yung lumamang sa araw na ito. But the total tally is 1,600. That brings from our total for the 14th day. I stand corrected pala, tama si DJ Jin kahapon.
Marunong ako
Sabi niya,
magbilang finally.
ha?
Marunong na ako
Kaya,
magbilang.
yun, finally.
Right?
So, ano yun? I stand corrected. I'd like to apologize from yesterday. So,
Okay.
yesterday's tally po natin, yung tally ko po, ha? Yung tally po tang PTS
Yung
is
tally
tally
level.
based on what we gathered plus or minus doon sa
Oo.
na binibigay sa amin bilang, ano? These are, yung binibigay
More
sa
or
aming
less.
bilang is actually inaccurate. But when we talk about inaccuracy, yung, ano siya, may plus, normally plus, nadadagdagan po namin siya. Because ang binibigay sa aming number is flat siya. So, syempre, hindi naman ibibigay yung tunay na bilang, di ba? Hindi naman po binibigay sa amin yung tunay na bilang. So, we normally do a plus effect on that. Okay? So, meron kaming plus or minus margins
Of
dito.
error.
So, yesterday, we counted at 31,300 because we added, no, rather, 31,600 pala yesterday, right? So ngayon, ang bilang niya, put it all together, is about roughly 32,900. Parang ganun yung bilang po ngayon. Right?
Interesting. That's not bad.
Okay? So, it's not bad. Actually, it is definitely not bad. For 14 days, we're almost halfway through, which is tomorrow is tomorrow yung ano, no? Tomorrow yung pinaka bulk again. That's the
'Cause it's a
midpoint
Sunday,
natin, which is
right?
15
yeah,
days.
that's halfway
And
through.
tomorrow, in likely scenario, because the social distancing measures have actually kind
Been
of been
eased a
ano na,
little bit.
eased off na. So
Yeah.
pwede na po yung apat na magkakasama, no?
Oo.
Meron na rin pong I mean in parks it's the same situation. But let's
Everywhere.
not
Yeah.
take advantage of the situation, ano.
Oo.
We should still continue ika nga ay following, no, measures in terms of this kind of situation. So ulitin lang po natin, tomorrow will probably be um, a little bit of gloomy, similarly to what it was today, but
Gloomy burn.
sumikat yung araw po, no?
Yep.
Matingkad po yung araw towards the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really that hot.
Nope.
Ang ano ko lang
It's just the
sa akin
humidity.
lang, ano, DJ
It's
Jin?
just the humidity.
Yes, it's the humidity,
It's
no? That
always the
yun yung ano
humidity.
yun yung turn off factor. Pero
Mhm.
gusto ko lang pong paalalahanan sa inyo na we have we might have some drizzles tomorrow o ambon, ano? So, ang suggestion ko po
Combinations.
sa inyo is bring an umbrella,
Mhm. The
okay?
foldable
And
type, ganyan.
yeah, whatever it is, no, whether
Whatever.
umulan man siya, uminit siya, but if you're lining up in a long queue, it's
Yes.
better na meron po kayong umbrella.
Fayongs.
Oo.
And
So
please
whether
don't
kayo po ay
forget to
tumatayo sa ulan,
hydrate.
yeah, di ba?
Diba? Yung tubig
Tumatayo sa
ninyo.
ulan o tumatayo sa init ng araw, you have to have an umbrella.
Yeah.
And another thing is make sure you keep yourself hydrated.
Yes.
The good thing lang about
This weather.
itong election na ito,
This election.
napansin ko lang na there are people, parang may mga runners, no? Kung let's say 5 kayong pumipila,
Mhm.
may mga kaibigan sa inyo na nagdadala sa kanila ng tubig.
Ayun.
Mm-mm.
Oo.
While you're in the queue.
Kung meron kayong friend na hindi registered pero kasama nyo kasi lonely siya, yun, gawin yung runner. No, joke.
ginawang runner eh, no?
Ayun.
Napakahirap naman yung kawawa ka naman, friend.
Oh, hindi, tapos
Oo.
naalala nyo yung pinag-uusapan natin. Kasi ang haba ng pila, di ba? And
Yeah.
then, ayaw nyong maglakad dun papunta ng dulo kasi babalik ka rin. So, I was telling Kuya Mike,
Ano?
Mike, mag-minibus kayo. Yung papunta ng yung 54 ba yun?
Yeah, pwede yun, ha?
Oo,
Pwede
tapos
yun.
hanggang sa
Oo.
kapag medyo nakikinikinita nyo na yung dulo ng dun na kayo bumaba. Sabihin nyo sa driver.
And then you walk back na.
Oo, tapos para at least konti lang yung lakad mo papunta dun sa dulo.
Correct. Well, actually, that makes awful sense because
Diba?
tingnan niyo po ito, ha. If you walk from Bayanihan, from the foot of Bayanihan, right, yung entrance,
Mhm.
and then you have to walk all the way for about 3 kilometers, it doesn't make sense, di ba? Kasi when you'll have to come back another 3 kilometers.
Oo. Unless
So that's
gusto nyo
6.
talaga maglakad.
Correct. So what you do is you take the minibus or you take whatever bus that takes you all the way to Pokfulam or yung West Island School, di ba? Kasi nandun yung West Island eh. Right? I think there's a bus that takes you all the way there. Then bumaba kayo just before the rotonda.
There you go.
Just before that little roundabout.
Tips
That takes you
para hindi kayo
straight to Kennedy Road, no? Or kasi yan eh, it's a fork eh. One goes to Mount Davis and one goes further into Pokfulam. So yun. That's it. Just just a food for thought.
In
sa mga
case lang
kasama
ayaw
natin.
nyo lang talaga maglakad. Pero kung gusto nyo maglakad, hindi namin
Well,
kayo pipigilan.
Oo. Di ba? True. Anyway, another thing that I wanted to discuss, ano pa ba? Oh, okay. Ito very this is something that everyone has to understand. And paano ba yung description ko dito? Tama ba yung description ko? Understand? Hindi,
Keep
mali,
in
ano?
mind.
Yun. Okay. Ilagay sa inyong mga isipan.
Yes.
Ayan. Pwede na ba yun? Pwede na yun. Siguro nakakaintindi
Pwede na
na kayo
yun.
nun.
Oo.
Okay. So, ayan si Remy, sabi niya, or bus 1. Okay.
Pwede.
So what am I driving at right now? Because I just received a call this afternoon. Okay? Sa mga ito, kababayan natin na domestic helper, no? Na ang ginawa po nito is umuwi po siya ng Pilipinas. She was supposed to be back here in December. Okay? Well, we all know nagkaroon po ng suspension ng flights coming in from the Philippines. So,
Yes.
9 countries were suspended to come into uh, Hong Kong, no? Okay. So because of this situation, let me make this clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you are planning to take a vacation, make sure, okay, siguraduhin nyo po na meron po kayong minimum ng 2 o 3 buwan na nalalabing visa ninyo sa inyong passport. Bakit? Kuya Mike, okay naman yun di ba? Pag umuwi kami, pagbalik namin dito na lang siya tatatakan. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That is the regular thing na nangyayari. Kagaya nga sinasabi natin, kailangan umuwi po tayo kasi that's the must. That was pre-pandemic,
Yes.
right? Okay. Ngayon, nasa pandemic pa rin po tayo. We are still in the pandemic stage. So, it is still considered as unprecedented times. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Itong kababayan natin, she was supposed to come back in December, but her visa was only until March. So, merong palugit.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, di ba? May palugit siya. Ang problema, suspended. Okay? So, she took it for, sabi nga natin, ignorance is not an excuse. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit. So, ang nangyari nun, she took it at her own initiative na pumunta ngayon. Ito ha, pumunta ngayon dun sa check-in counter. Ngayon, di ba, napaka-stricto nila.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to have a 48-hour window for your swab test. Make sure that you have a hotel booked for you. Di ba? Tama.
Yes.
Then, you have to have a valid contract and valid visa.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, kahit na sabihin na natin paso yung visa niya at pumasok siya dito as a tourist, hindi pa rin pwede. Dahil hindi pa pwedeng ipapasok ang tourist until May 1st.
Yep.
So, ang nangyari po sa kanya, today was her flight at 5 in the afternoon, hindi siya pinasakay.
Naku.
Kaya nga po, this is exactly what I have been trying to tell everyone na atat pong umuwi.
Mm-hmm.
Pero di ba, pagbalik naman namin dito, doon naman tatatakan nyo. That's what it was before
the pandemic.
Ngayon, hindi iba siya di ba? So may mga patakaran ngayon na hindi natin alinsunod. Yung patakaran ngayon, alituntunin, is for today's world, not from the previous world.
Yep.
So ngayon, nakabinbin ngayon siya doon. So yung mga kasama niya sa bahay, right, tumawag sa akin ngayon, nagtatanong ngayon, sir, ano dapat kong gawin? Well, the thing that you can do right now, if it ever happens to you, the processing of the visa will definitely not be entertained if you're in the Philippines. Di ba? Kinakailangan dito siya mangyayari ngayon. So the only thing you have to do now is to make sure that your employer now, okay, writes a letter of apology na naglapse yung visa. Yes, hindi naman kasalanan ng overseas worker yon, but at situations like this, hindi mo rin mapapasa sa immigration yon. So you now have to apply for an extension of the visa. Kasi may nalalabi pa siyang 1 taon di ba? In this existing contract now. But sadly, she still has to wait for it in the Philippines. Kasi ang lalabas nun, they process it here. Di ba, alam naman natin ngayon, bago na siya, QR code na siya, di ba? So ipadadala po dito yon, and then they will send it to the Philippines. Or kung meron siyang facilities in the Philippines, it could be sent to her via email, and then she can just print it out from there. But again, let me just remind you again, beware. If you are planning to go home, meron akong nakausap yesterday. She's going home. Unfortunately, namatay po yung nanay niya, and she's going home anytime soon. I think they've already fixed her itinerary, but her visa is in July. Today is already April. April, May, June, July. Okay, medyo things are okay with that. But like as I said, pag magkaroon ng aberya, walang sisihan. Diba? That's why I encourage everyone, if you're going to take a vacation, make sure that you've already renewed your visa on the existing contract bago ho kayo umuwi para wala ho kayong sakit ng ulo.
Yung...
Simple as that. No? Because it takes pain. Masyadong mabigat para sa inyo yon na umuwi po kayo and then dahil kailangan kayong bumalik dito and then nagkaaberya ngayon. Now, who do you pass the blame to? There's no one to blame except yourself. Tandaan niyo po yun. No? Like I always say, it's unprecedented times. It needs to be, kumbaga, ang kailangan po natin gawin is to have unprecedented measures then. So we have to make sure that we double check everything. Sabi ko nga walang problema pag nakarating kayo dito. Ang problema, hindi kayo makaalis doon. Kasi tandaan niyo po, ang patakaran sa Pilipinas is totally different. Di ba? Tandaan niyo po yon. Like for example, I was telling another person who was supposed to be flying with her amo mula sa Cebu. Doon daw sila magkikita and then from there, they're going to fly together to Dubai and then connect to Switzerland. Okay sana yun Di ba? Kasi kasama mo amo mo.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Nag-decide yung amo ngayon. Okay? Nag-decide ngayon yung amo na ayaw niya ng tumuloy. So yung kapwa na lang natin Pilipinas, siya ngayon yung mag-uumpisa mula sa Bacolod. She flies to Cebu. From Cebu, she flies to Dubai. She flies first to Singapore, then from Singapore to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Eto ngayon ang tanong. Sabi ko sa kanya, sigurado ka ba dyan? Kasi para kung akong tatanungin mo, you should make sure that you have a letter na galing sa amo mo. Bakit? Kuya Mike, bakit kailangan yun? Well, number one, yung passport mo has a visa that stipulates that you're supposed to be going to Hong Kong.
Yeah. So bakit ka pupunta ng Dubai?
So technically, walang issue yun
Yeah.
Kung galing sa ibang bansa yun, walang issue yun. Sa atin kasi, ang daming issue.
Mm-hmm.
Di ba? Mga red flag yan
Oo.
Yan yung mga red flag sa mga immigration officers sa lahat ng entry and exit point. Ha?
Yung mga layover, right? Mga layovers.
No, these are not layovers. Layover, wala kang problema. Well, there's hardly any layover naman in the Philippines. Transiting passengers are very minimal. No? Normally, it's the final destination. What I'm trying to say here is nagbakasyon ka sa Pilipinas, then you're going to Cebu because that's where your ticket is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Yun po yung exit point nyo instead of going to Manila because magbabakasyon sana yung kanyang mga amo doon sa Cebu. And then they fly to Singapore and then head straight to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Nag-decide yung amo niya, hindi na sila pupunta roon. So ang sabi ko sa kanya, siguraduhin mo lang may sulat yung amo mo and there's a telephone number that just in case they can call that number so that yung amo mong sasagot and to clarify that is your itinerary.
Ayun.
Kasi why am I saying that? Because ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, no? We are a labor exporting country. The tendency of people being taken advantage on human trafficking napakataas po.
Mm-hmm.
So hindi mo rin masisisi yung mga immigration officer natin na ganito yung sitwasyon.
Stricto. That's true.
Kasi may mga iba dyan, di ba? Yung ini-escort pa all the way to the door of the airplane ng mga sindikato. Nalalabas kayo ng bansa na turista, pero pagdating nyo sa ibang, yun ang problema.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure, number one, the validity of your visa. Number two, that you have an existing contract that is still valid. Number three, isasabay ko na yan dito, that your passport has enough months to travel. Okay? Don't take for granted, pupunta lang ako ng Hong Kong, 2 buwan na lang yung visa, yung passport ko. Oh, no.
They won't allow you anymore.
Okay? Hindi na kayo paaalisin po ng Pilipinas without a minimum of full 6 months of validity sa inyong passport.
I mean, might
So
as
please
well
lang po,
renew
wag
it.
let us not take this for granted because pag naaberya po kayo at nalaman ng amo nyo na hindi kayo responsible, They will not take responsibility for actions like these if it is your, kumbaga, kagagawan nyo po yung nangyaring ganito. Okay? Kagagawan nyo po yung ganito. So anyway, I don't know whether what happened to our friend kasi kailangan talaga ng supporting letter. But if you have, ito nga if you have a valid contract, a valid visa, and it's stipulated in your, um, doon sa inyong passport na okay siya, you won't have any problem. Diba? Wala kayo. But if you're flying to another destination from point A, dapat point A is Manila, diretso dapat kayo dito. You're flying to, let's say you're exiting in Cebu, and then you're flying to another destination before coming over here. Sa Philippines, red flag po yan. Especially kung kayo po ay may visa toward going to Hong Kong. Okay? So, that's it. Yan lang po. You have to make sure that every time you travel, your passport has enough validity when you travel. Number one. Number two is if it's in the Philippines, siguraduhin nyo talaga, especially now. And I think that will be even, that will apply now for the rest of for the rest of our travels going outside of the Philippines, especially if you're going to Hong Kong. Visa is important, existing contract is important, and of course, the other things that is required dito po sa Hong Kong. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. Thank you so much. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 24th.
Yes.
Na po.
Wow.
I hope I can be able to pass by Bayanihan tomorrow just to see how the atmosphere is. Para naman makapag ano tayo, no?
Makapag-high lang.
Ano sabi ni Garn dito? If it's helper's negligence, you'll get into trouble. Hindi, it's not. Kaya nga sinasabi ko we can avoid all these problems if you are aware of what to do.
Don't forget
Okay.
like lagi namin sinasabi, make sure na ano yan? I-reminders nyo na yung mga mapapaso.
Yes.
Like it's
Make
always,
sure you
or
have
you have a
copies,
notes
scan
already.
copies in your phone, 2 copies of hard copies in separate bags para wala ho kayong problema. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Have a pleasant evening, rest well, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.
Alright.
Love you guys.
Ayan,
I'm out.
Salamat kay Kuya Mike. And don't go away because Power Hits up next, 9 all the way till 10 o'clock. Handog sa inyo ng Star Music with their new songs. We got a lot of new songs. So abangan nyo po yan. So don't go away. We got a new stream coming up next sa ating Facebook page, facebook.com/Pinoy Taisanman. And on YouTube, Metro Plus.